Gunner, Mike Edwards, former Maryville Scott, Donnie Moore, and from the Daily Times, Marcus Fitzsimmons.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Edwards, the Greenfield Gunner, along with Blount County Sports Hall of Famer Donnie Moore and longtime sports writer Marcus Fitzsimmons, and we're here at Heritage High School for a special edition of the GoTeez Sports Page. It's a big night for Blount County sports as high school athletes will be honored as part of the GoTeez Sports Page Awards program. Our role will be to interview the recipients after they cross the stage. And Donnie Moore, this program's got a little history.
It sure does. I'm telling you, we've done this before. Not here. This will be our first time at our host school, Heritage High School. But this is becoming a tradition around here.
It really is. Last year we were at William Blount,
right.
I believe, and but going back further than that, Charlie Paleo Marcus got this going. As we call it back in the day.
Back in the day.
Well, I went back and looked. I believe our first, when we did the Excel Awards, were back in 2012, and we did those
13 years ago.
Up until 2019, and then we had to stop because of COVID.
Yeah.
And we didn't resume that until GoTeez came back and became the show sponsor, and we started over again. This is our third GoTeez Awards.
Mm-hmm. First one was at the Clayton Center at Maryville College.
Correct. So we've gone from the Blue Tick Tavern, was Barley's back in the day, and then we went to the Clayton Center, then we've went to William Blount, and here we are out at
That's right.
And it's so much bigger than those first Excel Awards because we were doing
huge.
We were doing a student athlete at each school, high school and college, and then we were doing an overall winner. And now we're doing, I think I counted up 55 awards tonight.
55 awards.
GoTeez will be presenting.
Goodness. We didn't have the numbers crowd-wise because we had it there at the Blue Tick.
Well, we were also feeding everybody pizza, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we basically had the sponsors and the kids come in for the awards and the coaches. And then, of course, we had a meal. But it was on a show day. So we interviewed the kids during the show there on Saturday. And then we had the awards after the show, and it was always the last show of the year.
The last show,
Donnie, I
sure was
best right up there.
Sure
and
was.
Then
we had a couple of those where we thought we knew what pressed was back there in 2019, where we were trying to get about 16 through in 2 hours, and you look at tonight's show, and if this stays on schedule, we're going to try to get 54 through here in just under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Marcus, I kind of look at this. We got outstanding programs here in Blount County, sports-wise. We're really blessed.
Agreed.
Yeah, and so I kind of look at this. I don't know how the kids look at it and everybody else, but I kind of look at it as the Academy Awards for Blount County sports.
Sure.
How do you all view
Well, does that make us Joan Rivers backstage afterwards?
I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel or, I don't know.
I mean, we are the backstage. This is where they come to do the post-award swag, and I really think we should probably, we step this up when we start doing an orange carpet coming in, and we start doing interviews with the kids as they come in up the orange carpet. That's when we'll reach the next level with this.
That's true.
Donnie, this tradition of sports in Blount County, the football, year in and year out has been good in this county for years and years and years.
Indeed it has.
But I think what's happened here in these latter years and maybe a little bit before is all these other sports have kind of caught up to football, haven't they?
Yeah, they sure have, Mike. I think sports are just getting better in Blount County all the time, and we're blessed to have so many good sports teams and supporting schools in this area.
One thing I'll say on that is it kind of concerns me because we've talked about it a couple of weeks ago on the show. We talked about these new districts the teams are going to be playing in next year, and how many of the old rivalries are going to be gone because the district that's always been here with West Knoxville and Blount County is no more. And I've always wondered if there was a degree, especially with like baseball, softball, maybe to a degree basketball, but having to compete against Farragut, Bearden, Hardin Valley, West every year, You know, Lonnie used to say, "Run with the champions to be a champion." You had to run with the champions in this district. If you were going to get to region, you had to beat a potential state champion to get out of that district.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
This district's been phenomenally tough to get out of.
You know, and a lot of schools throughout the state, they go by a district championship or maybe a tournament here or there. You know, this county, they're measured in state championships.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know, there's a big difference between a district champion and a state champion. And as we're sitting here talking, you know, we've got sports going on right now that are playing for a trip to the state.
Competing for trips to the state tournament.
There's we've got 3 teams in 2 region softball tournament championship games tonight because Alcoa and Eagleton are playing each other. They're both guaranteed a shot at state going to sectional, no matter who wins that game. And we've got a similar situation coming up tomorrow night because we'll have Alcoa and Greenback and Heritage, I believe, also playing for a chance. So, I mean, there's a lot still going on.
Yeah, and you got throw in some tennis and throw in
got-
some track.
You got
Track and field.
Alcoa's in regional tennis tonight, trying to get their spot, and you know, some of the Alcoa athletes, and also I believe some of the William Blunt athletes, they're at state right now for the state decathlon and heptathlon they're going on tonight, or pentathlon. Sorry, pentathlon and decathlon, because that started today. So we've already got athletes competing for state championships.
And school's winding down here in the county, but the sports it goes on.
Oh yeah.
It it doesn't stop when school's out. You know, they're still down at the state, and they call that the spring fling, I guess,
fling.
Marcus, and
Yep.
it's held at.
Well, the main venue is going to be around Murfreesboro. Like I said, track is starting earlier, and I believe they are. I may be wrong, but I believe they're at Austin P this year for the decathlon and pentathlon. And with the addition of flag football, that one's being played. I want to say Cookville. I may be wrong on that. And they're also working on how they're going to integrate lacrosse in the future. I don't believe their tournament's coinciding this year, but it might. They were working some things out, and it was still coming together rather late in the season.
We talk about the numbers of people being honored tonight. That's only going to expand in the future because of what flag football's coming in.
Right.
I think one of them.
Flag football is coming in. We're not presenting that one tonight. That's probably one of the only sports we're not. But that will understand from Brian. That's going to be on the list next year.
It should be.
I tell you, in order for a county to be as successful as this one in sports, they have to have a lot of outstanding people. Everyone needs to be on the same page. You know, administrators, the school system, the coaches, the players, the media, and this county's got that. Don't you think, Donnie?
I agree, 100%. I think we as a culture, an athletic culture in this county, I'm thinking that we have come light years from the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're right, it goes all the way around because I won't brag on the show too much, but we have a part in that in promoting the kids. This is one of the few radio shows you're going to find where you have high school athletes regularly participating in the show and getting interviewed about what they've done.
And even some middle school.
Yes, occasionally.
As well.
I will to a degree say that I don't think many people in Blount County realize that the Daily Times is one of the few papers in this state still covering high school sports on a daily basis. When there are still weekly papers that cover high school sports, but as far as daily papers in this state, I think there's only 3 that are still covering high school sports.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that means a lot. That means a lot to have that coverage. Donnie, we got a wide variety of sports that will be represented this evening. Back in the day when we started, we didn't have this many.
No.
But we've got, and Marcus, you can chime in here too. What is it, 50-some, 54?
Yeah, 54, 55 different ones. You're right.
Going to be honored here. Tonight.
This is true.
And we've got some special awards. Before we get started here with some interviews, there's some special awards that they're going to have here tonight. Also, Marcus, right? Special awards.
Marcus, what are you on? 2, 4. Okay, go. That's not 4.
There'll be a couple awards that are presented at the end that are across all categories for academics, courage. Team of the year has been added this year, so we've also got Coach of the Year. But we've also got our first group is ready.
All right, let's go.
Good deal. Ladies,
Let's
come
go.
on over and have a seat. Show us your, after you get on your headsets, you can show us your superhero shield.
Oh, that
All right,
looks
girls
great.
basketball.
They did
That
such a good
is
job.
so good.
So
We haven't seen those yet.
Yeah.
There they are.
we're going to do a little bit of this on the fly because we're not actually outside to see who's here and who is not. So as people come in, we're going to be able to basically take a little bit of a stab from what information we have because we didn't know the winners either.
Yeah.
And kind of follow up. But I do recognize one of these people sitting here right away. Carson, welcome back.
Thank you.
I got to ask, how's the health going? Is it everything back together?
Not yet. It's getting there, but I mean, I'm still going to therapy, so I'm just trying to get it stronger by May 31st.
All right.
Is the state championship still going strong here at Heritage?
Yeah, sure
Uh-huh.
is.
Yeah, a lot of personal appearances still
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll do the official introductions for the folks who are watching online. Heritage Basketball, Carson Sweeney was named Player of the Year for large schools, and Cabri Patterson, did I say that right? Cabri, from Maryville Christian School. So I'm really glad we've added the small school awards in some of these some of the major sports this year. We actually added it last year, but we've expanded a little bit. Were you surprised when that was called?
Yeah, honestly, a little bit. I was.
Yeah.
So, what is the toughest thing about you don't have the same schedule, let's say, because y'all aren't in TSSAA. What's the biggest challenge been for when you all have to you play so many of the regular public schools during the season?
I would say a lot of people coming into it, they underestimate us a lot, and they think that they're just going to walk in because we are a small little private school. But I think just like overcoming that and showing people that we actually know how to play basketball.
Carson, y'all didn't get the chance to play Maryville Christian, did you?
No, we did not. I think our JV might have, but I'm not for sure.
Can we arrange a 5-on-5 a little bit later? We're here at the gym. I mean, we're here at the Heritage Gym. Y'all have home court advantage.
I'd call that off. There's no air conditioning in here tonight.
Yeah,
I
okay.
won't play any games when we're
Okay.
there. It's hot.
We want to give you both congratulations
Yeah.
on well-earned awards. And what we're going to do is we're going to trade you all out. So we're going to bring in the next set and let you all exit and just put your headphones here on the front if you don't mind.
Thank you.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
to both teams,
Congratulations.
and have a great summer.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got our next set of winners coming in. And again, we're catching up. So I believe we got bowling. Is that right? No, bowling and cheerleading. All right. So if I'm
Goes
following
hand
along.
in hand.
Yeah.
So let's see the plaques. Let's see the awards.
Yeah, show
Bring
us
those
your
up.
plaques.
We've downsized from Superman shields to certificates and let's call them Wonder Woman size shields.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it.
Gladiators.
They look really good.
Yeah.
Gladiator side shields. But I believe we got Jack Taylor. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And Jack, you're from Maryville Bowling.
Yes, sir.
A great year this year.
Thank you.
What was it like the postseason this year? Because it seemed like this was the toughest postseason we've seen in a while for the local teams.
Yeah, it was really difficult. We've always kind of struggled going against William Blount, but it's always fun. We all know each other. Kind of tight two teams right there, so it's fun to bowl them.
Who was the toughest match?
William Blount.
William Blount. Yeah.
And how many of you guys are actually on the same team in league play over at Crest Lanes? Because I know they're a huge part of the bowling culture. Like, are you all is your opponent on Thursday your teammate on Saturday in some cases?
Most of the time. we all kind of just combine teams, play with each other.
Okay, so what is the what is the worst setup you see on that when you didn't get a strike? What's the one you dread seeing? What pin configuration do you not want to see still standing?
What's your worst split?
It's got to be a 7-10.
Yeah.
No, 7-10?
Thought that was
Yeah,
coming.
got to be.
What's your highest game?
I think I bowled a 279 in a game against Dobbins Bennett.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, Jack, we want to say congratulations. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you come on out so we can make another switch, and I'm gonna switch over here to Sydney. Sydney, I'm gonna put you on the spot
Okay.
because while he's not here with us tonight, is Coach Tony Iruli is a regular part of this show. He's an assistant football coach at Carson Newman. So was he involved in recruiting in any way for you?
Nope.
No, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get up there, you look him up, and he'll work the NIL deal for you up there. Okay.
Okay.
See that you're
I'm
taking-
actually going to Bryan College.
Oh, you're going to Bryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the
Marcus.
wrong notes on here. Thanks, Brian. So
Yeah. Hey, do they still have the ferry that takes you over there, or have they built a bridge or over to Bryan?
There's a bridge.
There's a bridge.
Yeah.
Used to be a ferry. Yeah.
So let's ask why choose to cheer in college? I mean, that's a huge time commitment to make. Why would you?
Yes. Well, I fell in love with cheer. I broke my back in 8th grade, and I used to play volleyball. And after I broke my back, I couldn't play volleyball anymore. And that's when I found cheer, and I just fell in love with it. And I knew that I wanted to do it in college because eventually I want to be a cheer coach too. So, yeah.
Is it cheerleading or is it cheer?
I say both.
Say both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Sydney, congratulations. We appreciate you coming back here to visit with us. We're going to pull the same little thing here. We're going to switch over to the other camera, and we're going to let you come out while we bring our next
And
winner in.
Brian will probably play Carson Newman, so you'll.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they may play each other. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So if we switch over to the left, let's see the plaque. We're catching up here because we don't know who won outside. So it's girls cross country. So that I know, and I know the face. That is Emma Roberts from Maryville High School. Emma, congratulations. Let me just ask you, is it kind of strange to be at an award show for cross country because y'all don't get a lot of the spotlight?
Yeah, it is a little bit, but I'm happy to be here.
So what's the course you hate the most? Do you dread the hills or do you dread the flats?
The hills for sure. I think it was Johnson University, I think is the name of the course, and it was just like all hills, and it was terrible.
That's worse than Maryville College.
Oh yes, sir, for sure.
Okay. And what's your best time? What are you going out with as your best time at Maryville?
18:29 is my best time.
Was that where you wanted it, or did you still want it lower?
That was a good time for me. This last season was my second year, so I was just hoping to break 19, and I did. So I was happy with it.
Well, we want to offer you our congratulations as well as what you got out front, and we're going to pull the same little stunt here. We're going to switch over and talk to the right while you trade out, and we bring our next athlete into the left-hand chair. So let's see this. Let's see the little plaque, the wonderful award. It's for dance, so that means we have. Is it Ada?
Yes, it's Ada.
Ada Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ada, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I've seen you on GoFundMe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that where I'm putting together a connection for homecoming, possibly?
Yes, I did homecoming this year. I raised money for Habitat for Humanity.
Very good.
And how much did you raise?
I raised $14,000 in 2 weeks.
We need.
Wow.
Are you sure you don't need a job? Because we need a.
Yeah.
We have a boss now, but he doesn't fundraise like that.
No. No. We need to put her on.
Goodness.
Yeah.
One of the things I think we enjoy about the show, ever since the awards have come back, is that we do include dance and cheer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like do you have to continually prove to everybody else around the school that you all are athletes too?
Yes, I totally think that, like, the dance team is a much newer team, so it's still getting, like, almost founded and integrated into the school, so it's definitely, like, a learning experience.
And if you had to put out the pitch to, say, go to the middle school and recruit them to try dance in high school, what would you tell them?
I would tell them the team's a lot of fun. We work together. It's a great learning experience. It teaches you a lot of life lessons about, like, time management and community and stuff like that.
Well, congratulations on the award. We're
Thank
happy to have
you.
you as one of our
Thank
award
you.
winners. We're going to pull the same little maneuver here. We're
Sounds
going to let
good.
you exit this way. We're going to bring in another nominee while we switch over. I think backtrack, because I think we already went through cross country, but I know this face.
We'll get another cross country here.
Tommy, go ahead and hold that certificate up so people can see it. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to backtrack to boys cross country. So it's Tommy Babbitt from Maryville High School. You're going to have to go through the same questions with no preparation unless you were eavesdropping on the side. But you spent a season running, which is every other sport. That's punishment, and you do it for sport. What got you into it? Did you have to run so many laps in basketball or something that seemed like why not go run?
Yeah, I started out with soccer and basketball and all these sports, and I just ventured into running, and I just loved running.
You know, in that cross country, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself, do you? Huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of you and that course out there, isn't it? Yeah.
So, well, I ask you one of the is it the hill course or the straightaway course that you dread the most? Which one is the one you dislike the most?
I gotta dread the hills.
Dread the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I always thought that you like the hills more when you're East Tennessee because nobody else is used to them, and you get that advantage when you get the Middle Tennessee schools up here. But everybody seems to dread running hills.
Tough.
Well, it's a brutal
It
sport.
really is.
It is a brutal sport.
Yeah.
Tommy, what was your best time so far this season?
I think it was 15:44.
15:44. That's over the 5K course, right?
Mhm.
So, what's the goal? What was that? Where you wanted to be, or where does the work go from here?
I wanted to break 16 all season, and I got it done second to last race of the season.
And that was regional.
Regionals, yes.
meet. That's what I was thinking. Now you all had to go to Chattanooga, is that right?
Mhm.
So obviously you prefer the straightaways because that's a fairly flat course. So we want to ask you give you our congratulations. We're going to pull the little maneuver if you've seen it. We're going to let you exit out, and we're going to bring the next winner in.
Time for the switch.
Time for the switch. Because we're going to switch over to the right-hand camera
Thank you.
for fishing, believe. Yes. So, Carson, go ahead and hold up your award for him, for the camera here, so we can, there you go.
Yeah. Biggest fish you've caught.
just like
yeah.
just like you do for the fish.
Yeah.
What's the biggest one biggest?
Freshwater or saltwater?
Give us both.
Yeah, both.
Probably. I mean, I've done like red snapper fishing in deep sea and stuff, but I haven't caught nothing too big. I've caught like 10, 15 pound snapper, but bass, it's
That's worth a lot
there's
of money.
there's 3 species bass. I fish all bass tournaments, so I do. I got a 7.5 pound largemouth, 5 pound smallmouth, and then 5 pound spot. So.
And favorite lure? What do you?
You can't beat shaking a minnow nowadays.
So
Live scoping.
Good deal.
So with let's see, Eagleton.
Yes, sir.
So, is it fishing for Eagleton, or is it part of one of the other teams? Because that's not one that's TSSAA ruled at the moment.
Yeah, I'm fishing for Eagleton. I do a lot of fishing in Georgia, Tennessee. I've been traveling all over. I've actually fished more tournaments this year outside of Tennessee than in Tennessee. So I've done a lot of tournaments in Georgia, and my fishing partner's from Georgia as well, and we finished 4th in AOI this year. So it's been a good year.
You have tournaments in the summer?
It's kind of downtime, but our biggest tournaments are in the summer, like our national championships, state championships, that kind of stuff.
Remember, Marcus, we were at Carson's signing over at Eagleton.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah.
And what I do remember is one was the food, because it was one of the
Great
your
food.
folks put out a huge spread.
You can thank my aunt for that.
But,
My aunt.
also the awards table.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know.
Always
That was a large table.
It was.
with
It was
I
nice.
mean, but anyway, we want to give you the congratulations. Give us a quick shout out where you're fishing next year.
Yeah, I'm fishing for Montevallo. They're the 4-time school of the year, past 4 years. So it's a big step in the right direction. So it'll be a big change of pace. So they're just south of Birmingham. So a bunch of good guys going in with me this same year. So it'll be a big change of pace, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't thank all the people who got me there, all of our team sponsors, all my parents, everybody.
Well, we're going to pull the same little maneuver. We're going to let you slide out here to the right, and we're going to bring our next winner
Thank
in
you,
while we
guys.
switch to the
Appreciate it.
left-hand camera.
Happy summer.
Congratulations,
And
Carson.
I believe we got boys golf. Let's see the little shield here. Let's see the metal shield.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that means we got Jack O'Quinn.
Yes, sir.
Jack, boys golf from Maryville, Player of the Year. So tell us, what's the favorite club? What's the favorite type of hole you want to play?
I like, favorite hole, par fives, try to make birdie, try to hit 3-wood up there close. My favorite club is probably my 58-degree wedge.
Yeah.
Because the amount of different shots you can hit, and I love just hitting full wedges, the sound that it makes and the feeling that it has. So
Farthest you've thrown a club.
I haven't thrown a club. Yeah.
Oh, you've never thrown a club?
He's got character, Mike.
No.
Oh, okay.
Jack's got
No.
character here.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about playing? You have a coach that did
Yeah.
real well. What's the best
Mhm.
thing about having him?
Just the ability for us to be friends as well as a coach, for him to be there, like just also besides the golf, just be a mentor, and because he did it. I mean, he played in college, so he helped me so much with the mental side of it and just anything golf related and life related. He's been there for me, so it's been great.
All right. We'll give you our congratulations.
Thank
We're going
you.
to pull the maneuver. We're going to let you
Okay.
slide out while we bring the next one in. We're going to switch over to the right camera with a face that has, I think a lot of people in Blount County recognize now, though she hasn't been here as long as a lot of folks. But Sophia Gambini from William Blount, girls individual state champion in AAA this year. It's great to see you again.
Yes.
I'm going to guess you came off the golf course to come visit with us.
I did. I
Oh.
came straight from the golf course and then got ready and came right here.
Where were you playing today?
Green Meadow.
Green Meadow. Okay. Was it a good day to be out there? Because it's
Oh,
rained for about 5
It was
days.
beautiful after all the rain.
Nice and soft.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little too soft.
What's been the hardest thing since winning state?
Probably just like putting it behind me and being like, that's just another tournament. I can't like always be like, oh, I'm gonna win like every single one. I have to like not let that set me back and like just keep pushing forward and not be comfortable.
Now, you went to state the year before, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How did that help you going in this year?
Definitely the same course and getting to know it better and learning from my past mistakes and getting onto this one this year was
Very
definitely
good.
a good drive I had for it.
So we'll give you the last one. I love this from your signing, and I was hoping we might see you tonight and see the attire, but those are killer boots.
Oh, thank you.
We have green trim on the cowboy boots.
Thank you.
So I'm going to give you a chance to brag a little bit about the fashion sense that does not match with the golf
It
course
does
at all.
not. It doesn't, but it's who like me and my family are. I just love everything, hunting, fishing, outdoors. It's basically me.
Tournaments this summer?
Yes, sir. I have a whole bunch. I have a schedule planned. I travel in a bunch.
Great.
And so we'll offer you our congratulations for one more award this year,
Thank
and
you.
wish you the best of luck in college. We expect some good things from
Thank
you.
you.
We're going to let you exit out to the side, and we're going to switch over to the left-hand camera. I believe we got girls lacrosse,
Yes, hello.
and somebody that we have seen recently was on the show just a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly. Allison joins from William Blount High School as our girls lacrosse player of the year. Got to ask, were you surprised?
I was surprised. We had some really good competitors this year, and looking at stats, and it's gotten a lot more competitive this year. So I honestly was pretty surprised. But I was excited and obviously super thankful to have received it.
And the fact that lacrosse is included.
Yeah,
Because
it's huge.
there's a lot of award shows where you're not going to see lacrosse on the stage anymore yet. We'll say yet, not anymore, but
Yeah,
yet.
absolutely.
There's a lot still going on. Looking at the nominees, to have all four schools having nominees now. Granted, some of them are playing at other schools, but it's got to be kind of tough because y'all are developing those same rivalries that everybody else has had for years, right?
Yeah, it's super weird, especially with girls that have overlapped and co-ops breaking. Yeah, we're super lucky to see all schools having a team, and like hopefully Eagleton and Ceci will jump on soon. But yeah, it's been cool to see it grow. It's grown really fast.
Now you're headed off to college, but is there lacrosse still in your future? Is there a chance we'll see you back on the William Blunt sideline 4 or 5 years from now?
You know, honestly, that's the goal. I hope so. I'd love to come and coach, fill in my mom's shoes. But yeah, hopefully that would be really cool to get to come back and be part of the growing program. Hopefully it'll be a lot bigger and more established by the time I come back.
Well, congratulations again, and we wish you the best of luck. We're going to let you pull the same maneuver. We're going to let you slide out while we switch to the right-hand camera. And we have one of our shooting award winners here. And let's see, got the plaque to hold up. There we go, shooting. And I believe it is Tanner, is that right?
Sir.
Tanner Gibson. In the weird position, because I believe we're at your high school, right? You come here to Heritage?
Yes, sir.
But you shoot for William Blunt.
Yeah, so the way that it's laid out, Heritage does not have a pistol and rifle team. William Blunt does, so I kind of have to go to the cross-county rival to shoot.
So I'm going to guess you don't wear William Blunt shooting gear to school.
Couldn't do that.
No, okay, all right.
You're a national champion, is that correct?
So,
And where did you win that?
so that's up in Ohio at Nationals. That's actually coming up just right around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many competitors will you be going against up there?
So it's not necessarily measuring competitors. It's measured in divisions. So there's 1,200 gunshot. So personally, I shoot 13 divisions when I go up there, all of them.
I see.
And so like people kind of vary on how.
And how long does this? I don't know if you call it a tournament or.
Yeah, kind of a tournament. It lasts a week.
It lasts a whole week. Very
Sir.
good. Very good. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
We'll offer you our congratulations on the national championship as well, and on representing both your schools here tonight.
Yeah.
We'll pull the little maneuver. We'll let you pull off to the right. We're going to switch over to the left, and we have another shooting winner, and I believe if I've got the name right, Clara Grace Russell.
Yes, sir.
So kind of a similar position. You go to one school and shooting for another. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? How does that work for you?
So I go to Samuel Everett. So it helps that I go 1 day a week, so I can be on the range more. But it's a great community because even though we all go to different schools, we can all come back to the sport and just be together. And we don't have to go to school together for us to still have those friendships.
All right. And what is the? Go ahead and give me the pitch. If you were talking to kids in middle school, what's the attraction? Why should they come join the shooting team?
So the shooting team gives you a great sense of safety for handling firearms. Not only that, but it's a sport where you don't really have to be athletic to still be good at it. And whether you enjoy hunting or not, you can still enjoy shooting for speed. So.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank
We're
you.
glad to have a girls representative this year.
Yeah,
It's been a couple of years
absolutely.
since we've had
Yeah.
one, so we're glad
Yes,
to
sir.
have you. We'll let you pull the same maneuver. We're going to let you slide out behind Gio while we bring in the next award winner. And we're going to switch over to the right-hand camera and put Gio on the spot. And I'm going to go ahead and admit defeat. Dude, I talk to you all the time for football and for soccer, but go ahead and say your name for everybody on the radio so I don't mess it up.
It's Gio Hippolyte Jean.
Say the last part again.
Hippolyte Jean.
I just love it when he says it.
Hippolyte
He's got
Jean.
it's got such a good sound. Gio, let me ask you. You go to Sessi, you play with Eagleton, but was you surprised to be called when your name was called out here?
I was. I didn't think I was going to win it, but yeah, definitely.
What's it been like watching this program grow from nothing to where you all were this year?
It's been a journey for sure, but as long as you appreciate it in the moment, it definitely makes it better and more enjoyable.
And what's been the best thing about playing for Eagleton and going to Sessi at the same time with y'all? Because you all co-op in all the sports.
Yeah, I think the best thing is the community behind it. They will support you, they'll love you, and that's what makes it even better. So, yeah.
What's been your shining moment?
My shining
Yeah,
moment.
as far as the season. Can be individual or maybe a team you beat, played against.
I think it would be our game against Oneida during the regular season, but when we matched up against them in district, it didn't go so well for us. But
I'm going to tell you what my favorite moment is of him, and he's got the best. he's got the best spike in the end zone I've ever seen. that was over a year ago. He didn't know that it was against the rules in high school, but it was fantastic. The thing bounced about 15 feet.
Did you get penalized on that?
Yes.
Well, well worth it. If it was
Worth
that
it.
impressive, you know. All
So,
right.
Well, congratulations to you. We wish you the best of luck. We'll pull the same maneuver. We're going to let you slide out and let the next one slide in. We're going to switch over to the other camera, and we're going to ask you to hold your plaque up here.
Oh.
And there we go. We got swimming for boys. Wow, we had some no-shows. So,
yeah,
either that or we're back, or we're getting out of order, which is totally possible. And if it happens, it happens. So, if it's boys swimming, Edwin Odom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
From Maryville High School or Alcoa High School.
Alcoa.
Sorry.
Boy,
I
you
was
better
looking at
get
the
that
wrong
one. I tell you what, you don't want to mess up there, Alcoa and Maryville.
And another one of those sports where it's not TSSAA, it's following under a different set of rules with TISCA, but this has been, you all had a great year this year. This is an Alcoa team that's come a long way in the last 4 years.
Oh yeah.
What's been the highlight for this team?
So I dive. I don't swim.
You do, oh, all right.
I dive. Yeah, they just put me under swimming, but it's basically the same thing.
So how far are you up? Are you like
I'm
35?
second in the state.
Are you jumping from 3 meter, 5 meter,
Oh,
20 meters up? How far?
For
What is
state,
it?
you only do 1 meter.
1 meter.
Yeah.
So how challenging is that?
Yeah, it was hard. I worked hard though. Like I worked really hard for it.
And what's your best dive?
Gainer 2.5. So 2.5 flips going gainer.
Oh
And how long did it take you to perfect that?
I still haven't perfected it.
So you haven't perfected. You're still. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Still working
There
on
you
it.
go. Yeah. All right.
We'll say congratulations.
Thank you.
Because I know they're getting ready to start calling y'all back out there for some more photos because big night awards, everybody wants pictures. I'm going to switch over and put, I believe it's Ellie on the spot.
Yes.
And we're going to do the next slide out over here with the other camera. Ellie, this was where I was looking ahead. Maryville swimming, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I believe you've got plans for more swimming ahead. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the event? What's the event you prefer? Not the one you're best at, but the one you actually like the most.
Well, I actually really like my best event, which is butterfly.
Butterfly?
Mhm.
And what distance do you usually do it?
Usually 100 or 200.
Okay. And Maryville's had a program that's been strong for years. But you all don't fall under the athletic department. You're kind of outside of the venue a little bit as far as the TSSAA goes. Does it make it a little more interesting when because you all are competing against the schools all at once, sort of thing? You're not really classified out as the way most people think of high school sports. Does it create different rivalries than what we would expect from the other sports?
Honestly, I wouldn't say like it's much different. I don't know. It just kind of is a different environment with everyone there. So I don't know. It's not really much different, I guess.
And how much commitment does it take to get up at dark 30 and go get in the pool every day?
A lot. It's pretty early but it's fun. So
You have to drive far?
I don't have to drive too far. It's just up in Knoxville, so like 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's pretty far.
Yeah. Still a time commitment. And again, congratulations.
Thank
We
you.
wish you the best. We'll pull a whole little switching maneuver because we're going to switch over to the other camera, and we're going to hope that we have somewhat still alphabetical order. Are we still in alphabetical order? Let's see the awards.
We're getting close.
We're getting close. Let's see. There we go. So we're on volleyball. So we only skipped a page this time, Donnie. We're not nearly as far off as I thought we were.
Could be worse.
And it's a face I knew that I wanted to play with her a little bit. But it's also another name that I love hearing the athletes say because they do it so much better than me. It's McClellan, but give me that first name.
Shinny.
There we go.
Shinny.
I love it because I can't say any names right. We all know this. Anybody that's listened to me on the radio knows this. Coming off that state tournament appearance, I know it didn't end the way the Lady Rebels wanted, but there were some big games. You all won some big matches. surprised people, raised eyebrows. How good did that feel just to have put yourselves into that next tier, if you want to call it that?
It felt great, especially this season, because a lot of people didn't really think we would make it as far because we lost a few really good players in the past season. So it just felt really good.
And what's it like? You all have a very tough coach. What's it like playing for Coach Chris?
I love her. I've known her since I was little because of like my sister playing, but she's tough, but it's not like impossible to play for her. Like she makes it very she doesn't make it feel like a job. She makes it
It's
like
still
fun.
fun.
So yeah.
Favorite shot? Spike? You like the spike? Is that
Oh,
what
you
they
do
call
not
it?
want.
Yeah, I hit.
There's times you think the court should shatter.
Oh.
There should be splinters coming off.
I understand.
Shrapnel, and there should be explosion sounds and things like that. It was always been fun to watch you play.
Thank you.
But I do have the question: do you want to be on the right outside or the left outside?
The left side.
The left
probably.
side. Okay.
I've done like the right side a little bit, but I feel like I'm more comfortable on left.
Well, we wish you the best of luck going forward, and congratulations. We'll pull this little switch again. We'll let you slide out, and so the next one can slide in from the waiting area, and we're going to switch over to the right-hand camera.
Thank you.
Let's see, track and field.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought we recognized this. So I have written this name so many times in the last 2 years, but I still do not know how to pronounce the last part. So Navarre McDonald
Reisner, yes.
Reisner.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically you own the Rise and Shine biscuit. Is that what we're
I guess.
Okay. But another great year for you on the track. The always question I want for track people, because it's not about the placing, it's are you hitting the marks you set the goal for at the beginning of the year? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. My goal was to make it to state. I did, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. I sprained my ankle during the decathlon, and that's what I qualified in, but I was supposed to go today.
You should be in, Austin Peay tonight, right? Or
Clarksville? Clarksville, somewhere. It's a high
Yeah,
school, yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be resting up for day 2, I think, right now instead of with us. So I hate to hear that. That's.
But we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're glad to have you here, but there's so much work that goes into getting ready for 10 events.
Has to be disappointing.
Oh, yeah. It definitely was. I showed up for practice on Monday hoping I was going to be able to compete, but just wasn't feeling good, so.
What's the hardest event in the decathlon for you? Which is the one you don't like?
Definitely the 1500.
Okay, then you're a normal human being that doesn't like running a mile as fast as you can. What's your favorite event?
The 100 and the triple jump.
The triple jump?
Yeah.
That's not one we hear very often.
No.
There's a whole different technique to that.
Oh, yeah.
Takes some skill to do the triple jump.
How much time did it take to try to, I won't say master it, but to get comfortable with it?
Well, I did it my freshman year, so I already had the technique in my head, so I just had to relearn it for about a week, and then I had it down to compete.
So the big question is, do you think are you qualified in the other events next week at Spring
No,
Fling?
unfortunately not. I was
No. Will you go up there anyway just to see what happens?
I might.
Okay. You have our permission to miss school and go up and see. That's it.
Absolutely.
There's not much school left, Mark.
Well, I know. But anyway, congratulations. We'll let you do this. We'll let you do the slide and scoot so we can bring in the next one. And we're still a little bit out of order, but I believe we got wrestling. Let me see if that's right. We got wrestling. We got boys wrestling. So that means that we have Tyson Click. Is that correct?
This is.
Tyson, congratulations. And let me say, wrestling is one of those sports that you just have to work through, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you find time to work on wrestling when football's still going on? Because it's almost one ends and the other begins.
Yeah, it's just studying the sport as the season ends, just watching like college wrestle and Olympic wrestle. It's just studying what they do.
Since it's so close together, is it tough to get your weight where you need to get it for wrestling coming out of football or not?
I usually sit around the same weight, so the cutting's not too hard for me.
And what class are you wrestling at?
215.
215. So not going into the ultra large, but still into the competition. We're going to see a lot of big guys.
Yeah.
Do you run into guys that you are on the other side of the line with on football that you see them again in wrestling? Or can you not tell because of the helmets?
I think I've ran into a couple people.
Okay.
Not many though.
Well, actually, congratulations. I think they need you back out front. I may be wrong about that, but I understand that they're. I've got a text here saying they need you back out there.
I got a question. You got a rival that you just love to beat in wrestling? Or have I just watched too many movies about wrestling? Too much Hollywood.
I don't know. I don't really have any rivals.
Don't have any rivals on the wrestling team. More team rivals, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't want to wrestle him, Mike.
I can imagine that. I wouldn't want to wrestle him. That's for sure.
Okay, we'll let you do the slide and scoot, and we'll trade some. We're going to trade the next one in. We've got boys tennis, so we're slightly out of order if you're following the program at home. But I believe we got two. I believe this was a unique. We have both winners here.
Yes.
Oh, we have both.
Yeah, they're
There
both
we go.
here.
Is this that double combo right
This
here?
is a double. This is one of the doubles
Yeah.
team.
Well, they were just on Saturday. We just saw these guys Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, the coach was on.
Tate Stokes and Spencer Christian from
Yeah.
Maryville High School.
They're ripping it up.
Guys, what's changed since Saturday? Any big news since Saturday?
We're going to state. We
Yeah.
just won regions yesterday against Ryan Cronin.
He says that kind of. We're going to state.
Right.
No big deal. We're going to state.
Right.
How big was it to get the win? You all had to. I mean, it's not like some of the sports where you can lose one and go around and do it. You all had to win. How big was the celebration like when you all won your way into state and you knew you were going to spring fling?
It was huge because we've been waiting since last year to play the same kids we beat yesterday because they beat us in the last round of regions to keep us from going to state. So when we beat them, we were really hyped.
Is he always this calm?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, yeah, most of the time.
So are you the energy on the team?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, he stays calm and
So
gets
who
the job
you
done.
going against down there, and how many schools are involved?
I think we got 8 teams. We don't know who we're playing yet. We think it's going to be Cookville, I think.
That could likely pair.
Is it a double elimination or single?
Single.
It's single. So
elimination state.
you lose, you're out.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and it's tough. And let me say, I'm hoping we're going to cross fingers because last year it was like being in a shooting gallery with the cicadas coming out of the trees behind the tennis courts. It sounded awful, and there were balls and rackets getting whacked by bugs. It was rather interesting. Degree of difficulty that should have made it a whole different sport. Guys, congratulations. Thanks for joining us again. This is going to be interesting because we're going to do a double slide and
Double switch.
So we're going to see how you all. I have faith you can do this as doubles. You all can get them down, and we can get the next two to slide in with you.
Good luck going down there.
Yeah,
thank you.
God.
So I believe we have girls tennis coming into one chair. And do we have girls track? No girls track. Girls wrestling. There we go. We're going to get back on track one of these days. There we go. So we'll do the start off. So we're going to have you hold the plaques up so people can see those. Hold up your middle plaques so people can see them. And again,
your frisbee. Well, they start calling these the
frisbees.
Frisbees. Hold up your frisbee.
That's better. Shields weren't for the big ones from last year. So if I'm getting right, Reese.
Yes.
Reese Boring, William Blount High School for girls tennis. We were just talking with tennis, so let's ask, how do you feel about how this ended the season?
Honestly, I enjoyed it so much. This senior season has gone by way faster than I thought it would. But even getting second in regionals, it was just so fun. It was a great experience. I wasn't even mad at all. I was just happy to get a game on that girl. She was so good.
But you see some of these players you can actually keep in your mind. This is who I have to beat going forward. Can't you?
Yes, the girl that I lost to in regionals, I actually lost to her in regular season and in the district final, and then in the regional final.
So so when you see that, you know what you got to do and who you got to beat. And it's not like, sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's day, sometimes it's just the next season sort of thing. You don't have that. So is tennis still going to be in your future?
Not like career-wise. I'm not going to college for it, but I will play interclub this summer, and then on a Tuesday night with a group in Maryville this summer, just
right.
recreationally.
Reese, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. We'll let you head back out because I know they're starting on photos because I just heard the call a minute ago. And we'll do the whole shift again with next in line to slide up here. And I'm going to flip over to the other camera, and I believe this is girls wrestling, and it's a face and a name that a lot of people should know. Heritage High School, Trinity Roberts. And I've got to say I'm shocked because I've never seen you with your hair down. I've only seen it inside the wrestling helmet. So, wow. What was state tournament like this year?
The state tournament went basically how I wanted it to be. Went through, kind of dominated up to the finals, and had that rematch in the finals to the girl I lost last year at the state tournament. So nerves were high. I didn't perform as well as I wanted to, but went out there and got the job done.
Yeah. How did the year before help you?
It kind of just boosted my confidence. I think the year before I doubted myself a little bit more. And then just seeing how close that matchup was kind of told me in my head that I can compete up at that level.
Did you feel more pressure this year than last year or vice versa?
Not really. I actually had more pressure in my semis match than I did my finals match, which was weird. I think it's because years before I've always lost to my semis. But my finals, I was completely calm. I think everybody else were more nervous than I was.
And we'll go ahead and ask, how big was the feeling? Just because I know you've been aiming for this one for a while. How good was the feeling this year?
I mean, it was great. I mean, it's more than I could have imagined. As a high school athlete, you always want to win state, and it's bigger than any of the national tournaments. And I've heard people say that your high school state tournament is one of the biggest feelings that you feel. That's what you carry on into your future generation. So just to feel that, it was like, I didn't even realize, like, even like a month later, it was like, oh my gosh, I won state type of thing.
Been a good year for Heritage Sports, has it? And how do you feel being a part of that?
Oh, I'm honored.
Yeah.
Just to be part of the team and the coaches that are truly dedicated to us and just are willing to sacrifice everything to get us where we dream to be.
Well, we're going to give you the congratulations. It's great to see you again. We'll let you do the slide out so we can slide somebody else in. We'll switch cameras, go over to Audrey English, our other volleyball winner, small school volleyball winner, Maryville Christian School.
Yeah.
So is it like basketball where you all are not in the TSSAA, you all are playing who will play you, right?
Right, yeah.
And it's getting harder and harder to find people who will play you guys.
Yeah, sometimes for sure.
We had another outside hitter on here a little while ago. I'm going to take a stab that they probably got you set. Am I going to guess right on outside hitting?
No, I play middle.
Middle.
Yeah.
Okay, I was totally wrong. Well, it's not the first time on this show.
Won't be the last either.
So, because I obviously can't explain it very well, tell me the role. Explain it for the folks who don't know what volleyball is and have just seen it once or twice when the Olympics are on. What's the job?
Well, like it sounds, I am in the middle, and I most of the time am just hitting the ball, but I also play a big part in blocking and just covering when other people are hitting, that sort of thing. Just a lot of moving back and forth in front of the net.
We've had two volleyballers in here, girl volleyball, and Marcus, they've been pretty tall. What kind of advantage is that in volleyball?
Oh, it's a great advantage.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, give you congratulations again, and it's great to see Maryville Christian being represented.
Sure.
I've lost count at this point, but there have been multiple Lady Eagles in here tonight. We'll let you do the whole slip and slide because I know, like I said, we're getting close on the pictures out there, and I know that some of them are waiting to get those shots up against the backdrop. We'll let you slide.
Have a good summer.
Slide the next one in. We're going to do the plaque thing again over here on the right-hand or left-hand camera. And there we go. Teammate of the Year award.
Sweet. That's a nice award.
Let me go ahead and explain that for folks. This is an award that is what it sounds like, but it is dedicated to the school's nominees of who has been that player who has stood up and helped out and been a huge factor in inspiring his or her teammates. So let's see, which is this, large school or small school? I
Small
don't
school.
know. Small school. So that would be Adam.
Yes, sir.
Adam Fife from Sassy. And Adam, do you know why the coaches put you up for this? Do you know what they said?
It's probably because in the middle of the season, when I had to cut like 15 pounds, it was probably because I was thinking about quitting, and they told me to stick it out because if I wasn't there, then we didn't have a chance at regions or sectionals or whatever. But that's probably the reason.
For wrestling, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I do remember the coaches told the story, because this is one of those few sports where you all wrestle under the Samuel Everett banner instead of the Eagleton banner under the co-op, where they needed you. That you had to make a big sacrifice, and I think with the way the season went in the postseason, it really helped out for them. But you were willing to do it. I mean, you could have you kind of mentioned you could have walked away. What made you want to stay and help these guys out?
Just the people I was around were all great people. Some of my best friends are on the team, so I think just the experience of all just playing a team sport with them is just the greatest experience.
Well, we're glad to see you here. We're glad to see Ceci recognized, and we're happy to recognize the teammates of the year. So, you have our congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll let you slide in and slide out because I know we're getting close to the wrap of the show, and some of you have parents that are wondering what we're doing to you back here. We have another winner here, and I'm gonna let you hold this one up. And it's Girls Athlete of the Year, and let me check. And it is small school?
Yes.
So this would be Carly Hammondtree from Greenback.
Yes.
And folks, she's got purple hair.
Yeah.
We're loving it. We actually had somebody show up with blue hair once, and it became one of the it is still the most watched segment in Sports Page history because she dyed it right before she came on the show.
That's what I did for softball.
There you go. So you're here with us tonight. I know this has been one of those postseasons that's just been an adventure, is one way to put it, because no schedule that was put out at the beginning of the year is holding steady right now.
No.
What's it been like down at Greenback this year?
It's been pretty good. We've had our ups and downs, but I'd say with the sports that I've played, we've been, especially volleyball and softball, we've been successful.
And you mentioned you're multi-sport athlete. How many sports did you end up playing for Greenback this year?
I was only allowed to play 3 because I couldn't double up in the fall.
Couldn't double up. She couldn't take the fourth. So rattle them off for us.
I played volleyball, basketball, and softball.
Very good. Yeah. That's what we talk about on this show, and we talk about it a lot, maybe too much, but being able to play multiple sports sometimes is one of the healthiest things you can do.
Yeah, kind of a lost art. Back in our day, everybody played 3 sports. They just boys went from football to basketball to baseball and so forth. But a lot of 2-sporters now, but not many 3-sporters. Yeah.
And so, what's going? What do you got? I'm gonna say this right. You were nominated some other categories as well, and I remember when this happened. But you missed a year, right? You had the ACL injury a couple years.
I did.
That's what I've had one of those myself. It's, I hate to tell you this, it never really goes away. Yeah. But how has it been playing with that? Are you totally confident in the knee and everything that goes with that?
I am completely confident now. I mean, I can tell my teammates when it's going to rain and stuff, but my first year back was really hard, like mentally trying to trust myself again and just trust the fact that it was better. But now I go out there full confidence every game and just play my hardest.
It's getting rid of that thought in your brain to expect an ouch.
It's all a mental game.
Well, we offer you congratulations. Thanks for joining us tonight, and congratulations to Greenback as well for providing us another award winner. Exactly. Strong programs down there. Yeah. We'll let you do the slip and slide and to slide in while we slide somebody else into the seat. We'll switch cameras to Teammate of the Year for girls. We have a Teammate of the Year? Do we give it? I believe we talked about it just a minute ago. But I'll let you go ahead and let's do the frisbee. There we go. So I believe we have small school.
Yes.
So it's Emma Balt from Clayton Bradley Academy. I'll give you the really tough question that we threw over at Adam a minute ago. Any idea why the coaches nominated you for this one?
No.
No?
Not really.
Okay. Well, generally we put this award out, and we get a lot of contribution from the athletic departments and the coaches in the various sports for finding somebody who's supportive of their teammates and may have made a sacrifice along the way somewhere in the season, may have stepped up when asked, may have changed positions or done something like that.
They've set an example.
They've set an example. We've had so fill us in. What sports do you play at Maryville?
Volleyball and basketball.
Volleyball and basketball. So you do the tall sport stuff.
Yes.
And which one do you prefer?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay.
And if you had to, we're not going to ask you to pick one, but
basketball.
Too late.
Too late. All
Too
right.
late. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Mike, she's obviously in your camp
Yeah.
rather than mine there.
I'll
with the
drink to
basketball.
that.
All
Very
right.
good.
Well, Emma, congratulations. It takes something special to get nominated for Teammate of the Year, and it's one of the hardest categories for our panels to vote on. It's one of those categories I struggled in my ballot for the longest time with. So
Special person.
yeah,
Special
it
person.
takes something special. So we offer you the congratulations. We'll do the slip and slide, slide you out, and bring our next winner in, and we got a returnee here, Mike.
All right.
And this is why I was trying to get him.
It's a wrestler.
I was trying to get him back out there in time, and I don't think I succeeded. But he's back. Tyson, Small School Boys Athlete of the Year. I hope I didn't give it away trying to rush you out earlier, but were you surprised?
I am surprised. I wasn't expecting to get this reward.
And from what we were talking to you about a little bit, but playing multiple sports, doing multiple things, and doing it all for basically schools who are doing it for the first time. It's got to have been kind of a challenge and kind of a thing that you're setting the standard for the classes that come later. How much of that plays into what you all do, that you're the first ones doing it every time?
It's just building a program, building chemistry with the team and coaches, and just helping the younger kids come up and learn how the program is made and what goes on, and just helping them throughout the practices and everything.
So there's one thing I don't know that anybody at Eagleton or Sassy really have thought about yet, because you all have homecoming. There's nobody to really come yet to show up because that first graduating classes are just coming out. Are y'all going to make a pact to show up for those homecomings in the future, and just because you all didn't get to have a lot of people outside the folks in the stands?
We probably will.
You're not going. I mean, y'all could do a pack of graduation, do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Come up with. Well, congratulations. I think this is one of the toughest categories we had to judge for Athlete of the Year, but I think we came away with a real deserving winner. So congratulations.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Okay. Oh, we've got the one I've been waiting on ever since warm-ups out there.
Oh, here we go.
And that's Band of the Year.
Heritage High School.
And you heard them playing when we first came on. They were out there. You could pick up some of the background noise when we first came on the air.
Wow.
But what I don't have is a name to go with our award. So go ahead and let's do a quick introduction, because I know that on the radio or on the live stream, they can't read your name on there.
All right, so my name is Kaylin Jude. I'm the assistant band director here at Heritage.
And were you guys surprised? I mean, I've seen your show. I saw your show a couple times this year, so I'm not. But
I'm always surprised. I know that we're a great band, but there's also many great bands in the area, and I know so many of them, and they're just amazing. And so it's always fun when talents get recognized, just like this whole event is. And so I'm honored to do this and to be able to make a difference through my job.
How many band members you have?
We have about 80 this year, including our drumline and color guard and winds. So.
Do you have a name for the band? It seems like a lot of major
Are they
bands.
the Marching Mountaineers?
Yeah, we're the Marching
Mountaineers.
Marching
I like
Mountaineers.
that.
Doesn't that work?
Yeah, that works. That works.
Now, I understood there was a rumor going around that you all already collected band uniforms and that you all were performing in something. we could hear you, but we weren't out there. So was this a T-shirt day that for the drum line that was performing in the gym?
I'm not positive. I mean, we perform a lot of different times, so
Okay.
there's too many things on the list for me to identify one. But I mean, we do a lot of different things. We like to.
And it's not just football
perform in-
games. You all compete at the competitions.
Yes.
You have concerts, variations. So there's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into it.
And that drum line's kind of a tradition with the awards program, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. In fact, I do remember the morning that we opened the season with a marching band inside a Blue Tick. That's something we will never ever do again. It was a little bit loud in there, but congratulations. We're happy to reward the bands in the area because they're just as much a part of the athletic environment
Absolutely.
as the athletes.
Yeah.
And
They're at
not
all
to say
events.
that the band members aren't athletes, because if you're wearing a wool uniform marching in 90-degree heat out there, you're doing some work.
Yep.
But again, congratulations to the marching Mountaineers, and we'll do the slip and slide again.
Awesome.
Let somebody slide in while we switch cameras.
Thank you so much.
And I believe we are up to the academic awards, and I forgot this right, Tyler Gilliland from Samuel Everett School of Innovation, Sassy. Tyler, fill folks in. What sports did you play this year?
This year I played soccer for Samuel Everett and Eagleton since we were combined.
And what's your GPA?
I don't know. It's like 4.5 something maybe.
4.5.
4.5. Well, back in my day, you could only go to 4.
Well, back in your day, they only had 4 numbers.
I guess. I guess.
But so, were you surprised when you heard your name called for this?
I mean, a little bit. I wasn't sure, but
You were
I've done
hoping.
a lot academically. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. And Ceci's got a special environment where you all got a lot of freedom to kind of make things happen. What's the subject that's kind of driving you? What do you think you see yourself pursuing?
My favorite subject is math, and I'll probably go into like mechanical engineering. And I really like that at CESI, and that's part of the reason I went there was so I could take calculus last year as a junior, and then this year I actually went back and helped teach that calculus class, AP calculus.
Mike, I think we found.
I'd have trouble with that. I can tell
Well,
you that
no,
right
but
now.
I'm just thinking we got somebody who might be able to help you with your taxes because that's calculus, from what I understand.
I'll sign him up for that.
All right.
No doubt about that.
Well, congratulations, and tell us what is the hardest part about balancing playing a sport with getting the studies done. What do you have to? What is there a trick to balancing the two during the season?
I mean, I think just like do your work whenever you can. Like, I don't think there's just a trick to it, really. Just do it. Although I only did one sport this year. It's been harder when I've done more in the past.
All right. Well, we'll do the slip and slide again because I can hear them making the final call for. They're getting ready to bring people back out. We're going to slide over to the left-hand camera, and we're on Girls Academic Award. And I believe we're on small school again, and that would mean we're on Jenna Denson. And Jenna looks like she is not wanting to be on camera with us. No, you're good with it. Were you surprised?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
And what did you play over at MCS? Were you basketball, volleyball?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. So a great season this year for you guys. I believe we had River Christian also won the volleyball player of the year a little while ago. So when you all are going through the season and it's a commitment and you've got practice and you've got games and you've got workouts and then you still got a stack of homework, how do you prioritize? I was trying to drag it out a minute ago, but how do you prioritize and get it all done and get it done in the right order?
Well, I try to just be as productive as possible. I try not to procrastinate at all. So just prioritizing my schoolwork because I know it has to be done and I want everything to be done to like the best of my ability. I'm kind of a perfectionist, I guess.
And that always helps. Do you help people like on when you're traveling between games? Do you get asked to help people out with what they're struggling with?
If I can, sometimes like my friends take different classes, but if I'm able to help them, I would love to.
Well, congratulations. This is one of the hardest things to earn, and again, it's one of the hardest
Sure
categories for the to pick from the nominees. So congratulations. We wish y'all the best of luck. We'll let you slide out. We're getting close to the end here, but we have a returnee, Mike.
I've seen her before.
And
Yeah.
it's something, this is a new award. And let me mention at this point, because we haven't worked it in yet, but as you've seen the athletes come up, you've seen their plaques, you've seen the certificates, but you also saw a little piece of paper that they were holding.
Little blue thing that we like to call a golden ticket.
Yes, we'll call it the golden ticket. So our buddies over at Blue Tick and
and Aubrey's.
But we're at Blue Tick, but he owns Aubrey's.
He does.
There's a lot more Aubrey's coming up, and means there's a lot more places to use these golden tickets because he called us up and said, "What can I do to help out?"
And he would be Randy Burleson.
Yes, thank you. I didn't mention
You're
him
welcome.
by name.
He's a great guy.
He's been a great supporter of the sports
Sure
page
has.
for almost 14 years now.
Yeah.
Giving us a home. All the award winners tonight are taking home that golden ticket, which is good for, I believe, 2 meals at one of his locations.
Exhaustive meals,
And
2 complete meals, all the way from appetizers to entrees to salads to desserts and drinks and everything you want.
So we really appreciate the contribution from all of his properties and with his
Yes.
Aubrey's Blue Ticks, helping us out and stepping up and just volunteering to do that out of the blue. We were just shocked and amazed. So thanks to him. And I say that because I'm leading up to something here.
Yes, I knew you would be.
Because it takes a team to make something like that happen, and
Yes,
we
it
have
does.
the Team of the Year. It's our new award. Carson, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask if you were surprised on this one because you all had a historic season. Heritage Girls Basketball, and I'm glad they sent you back here again. But we're going to let this time, Coach Howard. This was like a huge payoff for him. Did you all have anything? The players talk about winning it for you when you were hurt, but was there anything in there like? Did you see his face when the buzzer finally went off?
I mean, yeah, just seeing everybody's face, they were just wanting to win it for me so bad, and I was wanting them to win it for me so bad. So after the buzzer finally went off, it was an amazing feeling.
Talk about some of the things that you have done after that state championship. Some of the places that's honored you.
The courthouse, the school board meeting, they've honored us. So a lot of places have honored us, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and you had a nice motorcade back to the school, right, after the state champ.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat.
Yeah, the cops
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Now the gym that we're having the awards in out there, and I think possibly they could hear the drum line coming through, but that's your gym. Your photo's already on that wall from last year's team. This year's team's going to be up there, but the difference is this will be the only one that says state champion on it. How big a deal is that you all are the first Heritage team with a team state championship?
It's a really big deal to us. I mean, we practiced our butts off, and it finally paid off, and we're getting a big picture up there, so everybody can see it.
Did you all get like alumni coming back and congratulating you guys? Because there's been a slew of great players come through Heritage that never got as a team what you all accomplished.
Yeah, they have said that we want it for them too, and just everybody in the community. So.
Well, we congratulations to you again, and please share it with Coach Howard and with we'll go ahead and say we haven't seen him back here, but he was also named the Girls Coach of the Year.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
a little
he
bit
just had
earlier.
surgery, so he won't be here.
Wait a minute. He didn't have the same one redone, did he?
Sinus surgery.
Oh, well.
Ooh. Ouch.
Well, we'll wish him the best of luck on and a
That's
quicker recovery than
Get
the
well
shoulder
soon,
one.
Coach.
Absolutely.
But please share that with the rest of the team, and our congratulations.
Thank you.
I think we have our last athlete of the year, and we're going to let Carson slide out, and we're going to slide in some big wigs here. We got VIPs coming in. So, oh, you're with her. Oh, my bad and sorry. Put it back on. Let's finish this up. I did not. I did not realize we had teammates. So, Kirsten, you want to do the honors?
This is Isabella Hutzel, and she was a team player this year with us,
And
a senior.
that's what I was. That's where I was going through. So, we'll give you the really difficult question. Did y'all get to walk through the halls like with special treatment? Did like people have to get out of your way and stuff when y'all came back?
Some people did, some people didn't care, but it was just nice to have people say, "Hey, great job," wherever we went. So, yeah.
And give us this part. Where does Heritage basketball start? It doesn't. I don't think it starts as a freshman on this court. I think it starts farther back.
Yeah, it starts at there's girls' summer camp. That's where I started. I come every summer, 2nd grade through 8th grade, and then started here playing as a freshman. So, yeah, it starts way early.
And then the tough one. How hard is it going to be to not have Coach Howard yelling at you next year?
You can come back and watch him. Huh?
It's going to be very different, but I'm going to miss him so much. He's taught me so many things, just how to be a better person, how to live better, and just to be a better overall person.
How to handle adversity, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yelling.
And your team had some adversity, did they
yes,
not?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. Well, my apologies. I'm so used to switching out nominees at this point, and 54 of them that I didn't recognize it a moment. We'll do the double switch. We'll let you guys sign off for a second, and we're going to bring in some senior VIPs because we have one of the biggest awards of the year, and that is the Athletic Department of the Year. And this will be our 3rd winner of the GoTeez Athletic Department of the Year. And Donnie's writing me a note. Okay. That part I knew.
You knew that.
But this year, if you're watching the camera, it's already been given away. Eagleton College and Career Academy. First-year AD Scott West. Principal Mark Dallin joining us in a familiar setting, I should say. This should be old hat, this building.
It is quite familiar with Heritage High School.
Oh, yes.
17 years here and then a dozen coaching softball, but the honor of being the principal at Eagleton College and Career Academy and the last 4 years have just been something special as we've started the high school from scratch, 1 grade level at a time, and playing nothing but freshman ball that first year and piecing together teams, piecing together coaches, piecing together facilities. Playing in what were middle school facilities and having to try to transition to high school. Then we started playing JV ball year 2. Then we jump into a varsity district year 3 without seniors. Then capping it off this year with our first senior class, full varsity, and just blessed more than anybody can imagine with the facilities that we have. And finally our kids get to play at home and quit having to play road games all season long. So it's what a year it's been for our athletic program. Another blessing is to have Scott West come join us at Eagleton. A conversation over a cup of coffee at Vienna one morning led to something that has definitely changed Eagleton for the better, and that's bringing Scott on board as our boys basketball coach first, but then our athletic director, and he's just taken a foundation that was laid and done some incredible things with working with our facilities, getting sponsors in. It takes money to run athletic programs.
Sure does.
And being a small school, our gates aren't always the greatest when you're playing against teams that are traveling from an hour and a half away. They're not bringing big crowds. And so we rely on our local community and the great sponsors that we have. And Scott's done all that legwork, getting out and hustling and building that culture in a community to support our school and our athletic programs.
How does since you've hit the cycle, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, how does the future look? What can we look for?
Well,
and
you can help me here, Scott. Middle school seasons we just finished up.
Some great ones.
Yeah, jump in here.
Middle school soccer won the district. Middle school baseball won the district. Our middle school boys basketball is always competitive. When you look at our feeder schools, we got some great coaches and people working with us. And at the high school level, we enjoyed some great success. My team was really fun. to watch, and our football team and our baseball team.
And to coach, I
Oh,
imagine,
without
as well.
question. Donnie, you know this. You're a lot better coach when you got good players, and I had good players. And
Gotta have the horses, don't you?
And just today, our softball team is heading to the sectionals.
Sure.
So a lot of history going on, and man, it's really nice to be in blue and white.
And you got some nice facilities over there.
Oh
now,
yeah, we do.
on.
It's amazing when people come on our campus and they see, and they're. I had a soccer game, and they said, "This is a new school." I said, "Well, they asked me a question. They're going to get the history." I'm like, "Well, no. Let me tell you what happened here," and then we go back to it. But yeah, our football facility, our weight facility, the baseball facility, softball, our gym upgrades that we've had. We hosted the district tournament this year, and I know Josh Stevens will back me on this. It's the best environment for a district tournament I've ever been in. It was so rocking in there, and there were some great games. It was fun.
Facilities can sell a lot of kids, can't they?
Yeah, they can. They
sure
can. And we've got a lot of great kids. We had a lot of them here tonight.
How about the adjustment from coaching girls basketball to boys? Has that
Well,
been a
you know what?
adjustment,
It wasn't that hard. You know, they're and Mark knows this. He's coached before. Girls are just a little different. You know, boys don't like the outside of the game as much as the girls do, and they remember. But the boys have shorter memories and don't hold grudges near as long as the girls do. So I do know that, and I think my personality probably suits better for boys. It really, really does. And you guys know I'm pretty calm and laid back. So
yeah, I know different.
Yeah, that's the word that comes to mind: calm and laid back.
And how does that program look next year, your basketball?
I like it. You know, we were 23-8 this year. We had 4 losses to Alcoa. We played them single digits, lost by 3 at home, and lost by 9 in the district tournament. They're moving out of our district as well as Austin East, picking up Cumberland Gap and Claiborne County, and we got some really good kids coming and good kids already there. So, you know, we talk about attitude, energy, and effort on the basketball side. And when I coach, I expect my team to expect to be in Murfreesboro. That's what we expect. That was the way it was at the old place. That's the way it is here. You don't go into it with any other thing. I think we're right there. We're respected in this area, and people know it. But it's not just boys basketball, every sport. And this man right here has done a great job of hiring people and putting them in the right position and trusting the people that he coaches, that he leads. And that's what it's all about, is the trust that's instilled in the family atmosphere that we have. We talk about one Eagleton, and when we say that, we mean it. Now, that don't mean we don't argue and we don't have issues every now and then, because everybody does, but, man, we handle it well, and the success is coming. My softball coach is going to cost me a lot of money as we go into the sectionals, and he's got all those girls back next year. So, but that's fine. My whole thing is this: let's go raise money and send these teams to state tournaments, and let's put Eagleton on the map. We're already on the map, but we're going to start taking that map over.
Yeah, summer camps for your basketballers.
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to head over to my good buddy Raul Placeres over at Maryville College, and play June 2nd through 5th, I believe. But in a small school, we have so many kids that are not just dual sport athletes. We got triple sport athletes.
The old days.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, my best returning athlete, Noel Meza Flores, who is a special player, has finally decided to play football. And unlike most basketball coaches, I support that 100%, and I hope he stays with it, because, man, he's going to be special in 2A football. And
we had Gio back here just a minute ago for soccer.
Oh yeah,
but he's also special for you on the basketball.
You're
court.
correct. We're going
to miss special in football.
On the football field.
Yeah, Gio was an all-district basketball player, an all-district football, all-region football player. He averaged 10 points, 10 rebounds for me, and was a special kid. And I will miss him tremendously. And that senior class is like Mark said, we're getting ready to head out of here in a minute and go to our senior sunset and celebrate with our senior class and go out there and walk out on our field and on Friday night for our first ever graduation. So it's going to be fun.
I like to see these schools have their kids play all sports.
Yes, sir.
Encourage that. You know, I know when I was in high school in Indiana a long time ago, in order to play basketball, which was the big sport in Indiana, high school basketball still is, you had to either play football in the fall or run cross country. You had to do either one. However, one year I decided to go to cross country, and I ran one day and went and picked up my football gear because I didn't want any part of that. But I think it's great because back in those days we had kids playing 3 and sometimes 4. They'd play baseball and track, you know, in the spring. So
Scott mentioned the One Eagleton, and that's through our athletic department. And even though we're small and we know we've got to have those athletes playing multiple ways, to have a group of coaches that not only support it but encourage it.
Yeah.
That's not the norm.
No.
You know, I want my athletes and I want them to myself. I don't want them playing over here getting hurt. You're not going to hear that or see that at Eagleton. It's because everybody knows success breeds success.
Exactly.
And so if we can get those kids playing, those best athletes playing as many sports as they can, that's going to help other teams be successful, and Eagleton's going to be successful because of it. And our coaches understand that, and they push that.
That's a great philosophy.
So, and we have one thing we talked about with several of the players you all have had back here is you all co-op in almost every sport with SESI. And you know, that has its own struggles because you've got to wait for kids to get from one campus to the other sometimes and coordinating those things between facilities. So we thought, Scott, you balancing all of that and with the social media presence Eagleton has, it's amazing. And you've already mentioned this, it takes a lot to run an athletic department. Donnie, I believe you might have something that could help out with that. So it's the $5,000 check, good for GoTeez gear, and the boss signed it, which means that you all have got a lot of T-shirts and shirts and sweatshirts and gear that GoTeez will be happy to help provide next school year.
That's your NIL money right there.
Well, we appreciate
Spread it equally all across the board there.
We appreciate that, and I'm sure we'll put it to good use.
I know you will.
Yeah.
Well, what I think that works really good is when you make those state champion shirts.
Well,
it comes in really handy when you need to make those.
I've been a part of a lot of that, and I would much rather let's get it in blue and white and let's see what we can get out of there. So I'm super excited to see what can happen. And I told our coaches we hang banners, and we don't hang banners for runner-up, district runner-up, and we don't give awards unless you earn them. Kevin Bean earned one today in softball to get to the sectional sub-states. So he beat us at the high school to be the first banner in the gym, and I'm a little upset about that.
But you won't have any problem putting it up.
No, I won't have any problem putting that up. We may get GoTeez to make it for us, but we're hoping that we're hanging a lot more, and that gym becomes a special place, and that the village, as we call it, and being in that area, that they can wrap their arms around that community and understand that there's a lot of cool things going on at Eagleton. If you want to see some good athletics, come on over. We led the state in dunks this year. I can guarantee that.
I would believe that. I would totally believe
I put our highlight video together, and I stopped at about 36 dunks, and I thought, well, I don't need any more. So the rest of them didn't even make it, and some of them were quite impressive. So Noel's ready to come back and break that record next year.
Very good. Well, congratulations on your winning athletic department of the year. I think it's fitting that we apply a saying that our old friend and mentor Lon Hersburn said. He said, "If you're going to be a champion, you got to run with champions."
Yes, sir.
You guys are champions.
Yep. Well, again, congratulations, guys. Thank you for coming and joining us after this, because I know that the gym is already clearing out and the parking lot might be empty by the time we get out of here.
All right.
But
Well,
you all head
appreciate
for
it.
there.
Yep.
And
Thank you
we'll
all
say
so
this.
much.
If you need to, because you're going to have those first group of alumni shirts to make sometime soon, because we were challenging some of the guys.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, just because your homecoming didn't have a crowd, y'all can be that first crowd and set that standard as well. So y'all can make some of those alumni gear now.
That's right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all very much, Mike. I think
Okay.
we have an award show.
All right. That's a wrap.
It is. That's a wrap. Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Donnie, you didn't bring a whistle.
I did, too.
You did?
I've actually
Now,
got the whistle right
Let me,
here.
All right,
let me
blow it.
say, we're going to do one more presentation on
Okay.
Saturday,
Yep.
but we're not
And
going to
it's-
announce it here.
It's here for us, by the way.
If you attended live, you know who won. We hope you can keep the secret until Saturday, and we'll do it as a surprise. But
That's right.
Donnie, get us out of here.
Here it is.